This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be joined today by Elpi Petraki, the Business Development Manager at ENEA Management and President of WISTA Hellas. Elpi, to start, you've had a distinguished career in the maritime industry. Can you give us a professional brief for those who don't know you, as well as insights on when you knew that yours would be a career in maritime?
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much for the invitation, first of all. Well, I will tell you how I started, which, as you know, I think maritime is a passion for many of us. Just when I was 19, I decided this is what I wanted to do. So I studied maritime business and maritime law, and I continued doing my master's in trading and transport. And then I went into the family business, which is a shipping company managing tankers. So for many years. Both my parents were into shipping, my mom and my dad in different companies. And I do say that because it's very encouraging that my mother back then in the 70s was working in the shipping business in London, both of them, which is very encouraging for young women, I think. And it was for me as well. So I started in the company, the tanker company that we manage, the vessels. And I've done almost every part of the company's jobs, I would say, from claims to operations, which I do currently, supervising that, chartering. I did a lot of filing, a lot of administrating work in the beginning of my career, which I think I grew into understanding what it is and being able to now direct everything. I've also touched a bit of the technical. I'm not a technician myself, but you have to know what's happening in the business, especially when it's not a very big company. So you have the chance to listen to everything and really living every day. And the only thing I haven't touched is the financials, and I mean accounting. Financials on a high level, buying and selling vessels, yes, I'm trying to be involved. But accounting, don't let that to me. Really is not my fun part.
Okay, well, that is spectacular. And the fact that your mother was working in a shipping company in the 1970s, I'd have to say that she was probably a pioneer in this regard. So, Elpi, we have many things to discuss, but I'd like to start, if it's okay, with WISTA Hellas, as the seafarer in general and women in maritime have certainly been two hot button topics for the past few years. Can you just share, to start off, I guess, the vision of WISTA Hellas? And where are some of your activities underway to promote diversity, inclusion, and gender equality in this space?
WISTA Hellas is 29 years old this year, 30 years old next year. So one of our main aim is to empower women. What we say is to empower women. And we mean for women to have a seat on a table, not only be in the shipping companies, but be in the higher levels, the managerial levels. And that is what WISTA stands for. It represents the women in the managerial levels of shipping. And the numbers were not very high, but recently in the last years, it has increased a lot, which is very, very encouraging. So how do we do that? We have a lot of actions. We try to be involved in every part of the maritime society, if I can say, professional society, conferences. We try to create dialogue where it doesn't exist, because in many areas of shipping, the women dialogue doesn't exist. And when we say women, we don't mean women as such, but giving the chance and being fair to everybody. To let women being able to get involved in every part. I will give you an example. In the technical departments of the companies, or the technical companies associated with shipping companies, around the ones who work around the shipping companies, there were not too many women. But we do have graduates from technical schools who are very competent. So we want these women to have the chance to work there and to trust them. To have a maritime superintendent was not something very common. Lately, we do have. And we really believe that setting an example and having these women speak and set the example is very encouraging for younger ones. Having naval architects, which we really need.
it's just about tapping a valuable resource, because, we talk about it all the time. You talk about the need for seafarers, the need for the next generation in shipping. And I'm sure you've seen that over your career as well.
We all experience the shortage of seafarers and the need for more to come into the industry in high ranks, in lower ranks. We believe it is a pity to leave out the 50% of people on Earth, which is women. And we have, however, to create them the right environment on board for them. We all know how, I mean, if you've been on board, or if anyone has been on board, or especially has traveled, we know it is a tough environment with stereotypes and with way of working that very easily cannot include women. However, the young generation, and when I say young, it is not just the young ones, the 20-year-old ones, the 30-year-olds, the 40-year-old, we see that they are ready to accept it. So we really need to have the right environment. And we are very happy when we see masters or first engineers proposing some women to be on board. This is really nice, because then we do know that it is accepted. And
so Elpi, obviously sticking on WISTA for a moment, can you classify the support that you've seen internationally from both from WISTA and even at the IMO level?
Okay, so WISTA International has as well made great steps, 50-year-old organization, almost 50-year-old. And we see now that WISTA is more of a big player in decisions that have to do with the diversity environment. And I will not say women, generally the diverse environment, because we need different ideas. So together with the IMO, WISTA has set the first survey on the maritime industry, not on board, but offshore, on land. So we had the results this year, which is a big step, so we can make new, to create actions that help women be included in the maritime business. So this is the first step WISTA and IMO had the collaboration on, and the WISTA international consultative status on the IMO is something very important to us, and I think to all the maritime industry. And there is more to come. There is a speakers bureau that IMO with WISTA will create, because there is need for women speakers, and that will be a platform where people like you can go in and find specialized women on different sectors, because this goes to what we said is leading by example. So if we have more out there, then the word will come out. And then there is, I don't know if you know about that, but WISTA together is also involved with the ICS, International Chamber of Shipping. They have a diversity panel, and WISTA is involved in that as well. And with Anglo-Eastern, the ICS, ISWAN, and WISTA have also done another survey 2 years ago. The results are out, and that was on seafarers. The reason for that survey was to update the gender diversity manual they have. So it is small actions that we hope will have input in this diversity discussion, and I'm sure more are to come.
What activities are you involved with personally or through WISTA Hellas that is designed to better attract, educate, and retain those that seek a career in maritime?
Okay, I will tell you what we do at WISTA Hellas, and we offer scholarships for women to accelerate their career. So this year, we even grew bigger. So this year, we have the University of Piraeus, a state university, offering a scholarship to a young lady. We just appointed it last week. I'm very happy of that. And we have a BCA college as well, offering us 2 scholarships. One for the logistics. We decided to touch the logistics sector as well, because WISTA is involved in logistics as well. Maritime is involved in logistics and in shipping. So through that, we offer the master's program. However, this is just for the younger, let's say, generation, or the ones who think they want to further educate themselves. What we do, we offer 2 years now, is a leadership, women leadership program, specialized for the shipping industry with the ALBA Graduate School. And each year we have 30 of our members attending this school online up to now due to COVID, because we started in COVID. And it had a great impact in their career. All of them, the feedback was amazing. There is big need for that. So WISTA International with the International Chamber of Shipping offer now for many years now, I think 7 years now, scholarships for members of ours to attend the program of the Charter Institute with big success again. So we are involved in these programs through WISTA International or WISTA Hellas. Also, the new IMO and WISTA Maritime CEO Leadership Acceleration Program was launched this year. Again, the results that came back and the feedback we got from the attendees was great.
So Elpi, I'd like to move on from the human element to the technical side, because I know that you have a position also in the Hellenic Short Sea Shipping Association. But my question is, how does the Hellenic Short Sea Shipping Association fit into the decarbonization discussion?
And why? It would be easy to say that we can follow the ocean-going shipping, but we have some specialized characteristics. We serve short distances. We have smaller fleets, and smaller fleets and smaller companies means less capital. So we cannot make experiments. We don't have the money to do it. So we really need to see what will work for us. The good thing, and we are happy about, is that we believe that short sea shipping can be where all these new technologies will develop, firstly develop, because it is smaller distances, it is more specific ports. I mean, what we represent is mostly European, because Hellenic Short Sea Shipping represents the European part of the Greek short sea shipping, and we call ports that are mainly known. So the technology or the infrastructure that has to be in the ports to give us the energy, what will be the chosen energy for the vessel, can be predicted. And something that can easily be developed is the batteries, as we've seen in short distance ferries. And we really support that, and we really try to investigate and get our members advised on what they should do. Unfortunately, we don't have a solution yet. We are just investigating, really. And it has to be some brave ones who will take the first steps. And there will be, I'm sure, when we started talking in 2014, we started talking in the association about the LNG. Then the LNG was in the beginning of that it can be used as a fuel. And we thought it would be implemented easily on short sea shipping fleet. And indeed, it did happen. But again, unfortunately, the infrastructure is way back. In the Mediterranean, we don't have any LNG fueling port. So it's very difficult. I know in the United States, let's say methanol is being is well ahead in steps, but of course it has to be green methanol and not gray methanol. We have all these problems, but they're problems. I say they are tough problems for now, but it's good because we are in a nice transition. It's good for our planet. It's good for everybody's benefit. It will be tough for us because we have to survive. We are businesses and we have to survive. And hopefully, if we make collaborations, if we all stand together in the dialogue and we all think for each other's benefit, we will be there. Being in the European environment is even tougher because we are the first ones to have specific goals for in a year's time. But let's see where that will take us.